Hey guys, this is David with Joe's Gaming Electronics, here with another video. Today I'll be showing you guys how to replace the hinge swivel on the Bose QC35, either model 1 or 2. Both have the same steps here. So this hinge is the new one that we have manufactured in-house. We have both options, silver or black. So if you have the silver Bose QC35s, we do have those hinges. So let's go ahead and begin. First thing I'm going to do is take off this ear pad here. Next, there's this mesh underneath the ear pad. You can go ahead and remove that, put that aside, and you're going to have to get under this part here. It's glued down. This tab is glued down, and it's covering the main internal wire where it's soldered to the board. So we're going to go ahead and use a heat gun to kind of heat this little section up. Be careful not to melt your speaker driver. So I'm going to be using a heat gun at 250 degrees with about 50% airflow. Once you did that, you can use a flathead screwdriver to kind of pry this up. And this cover should come off fairly easily. Just like that. You can remove all the existing adhesive. Alright, so now you can have access to your main internal wire. So what I'm going to recommend is you take a photo or write down the wire diagram that you're about to unsolder. That way you can solder this back together properly. I did take a photo previously, so I'm going to go off that. So I'm going to use my solder iron to unsolder this main internal wire. Alright, got that unsoldered. Now what you can do is use a screwdriver to kind of push these out. This little side panel here. So now we have freed this housing, set that aside. Next thing which you will need to do is get your Phillips screwdriver and unscrew these two screws. Remove this panel here. And now we have access to this hinge swivel. Alright, so what I'm going to be using is a T8 screwdriver, actually two of them, to remove the hinge swivel. So from both sides, and just turn one of the screws. This should loosen your hinge swivel screws. Once you got that out, you'll need to kind of push this out, push the other side out with the screwdriver. That flies out, and this is where you need to be careful. There are a few washers inside this hinge swivel. There's 4 on this side. There should be 1 on this side. Alright, now we can pull this hinge through. This is the broken one we won't need. And let's go ahead and install this new hinge swivel. I like to twist these wires and push it through this hole here. Alright, once you got that pushed through, you can extend this hinge to make sure you have enough of the wire to be able to extend out. So we're going to go ahead and place the washers back into this section here. So it goes 1, 2, 3, and the 4th. So these like to fall out, so let's do that again. Try with the other side first. Alright, so we're going to hold that down on the other side. My screwdriver is magnetized. That will kind of help if you can magnetize your screwdriver. Alright, let's push that through. Looks like one of them fell out on this side here. Let's get that back in there. It's probably the most tedious part of the whole process. Get these washers in. Boom. Got them in. Next you want to kind of align the hole and get this larger end of the screw, hinge screw in. Alright, so looks like that's going in. And then screw in the other side. So once again, you're going to want to use both screwdrivers so you can hold one side and tighten the other, just like that. Alright, so make sure your hinge swivel goes up and down and you have enough slack here, that way your hinge slides up and down. That looks good to me. Let's go ahead and install the panels here. Tuck the wire in, just like that, and put the cover on. Screw in these last 2 screws here. Alright, so what we're going to do now is weave this wire through. Clip that in. And now we will need to solder these wires back. Spread these out a little bit. Alright. So I have a photo that I took earlier. Created some schematics for this. I'm going to go off this diagram. Let's add some flux. And I'll begin soldering. Alright, so that looks good there. Make sure they power on. Looks good to me. Power that off. So the next step would be to glue this sucker back on. What I'm going to use is T8000. We do sell this at on our website. All you got to do is apply this along the edge. And just kind of set this down right on top. Alright, so what I'm going to do is actually get rid of this old adhesive that holds the mesh on both sides. Use some new double-sided tape. Now I can install this mesh back, just like that. And finally, you can install the ear pad back just by simply clicking it into place. Going all the way around. And there you have it. Bose QC35 right hinge swivel replacement. I did create the left hinge swivel replacement video. You can go ahead and look for that one. Just make sure both hinges slide properly. Looks good to me. And once again, we do have the silver hinges available, so we do have that option. And all the tools and parts necessary for this repair we do sell on our website. Go ahead and check that out, and have a good day.